Yeah, I'm feeling some type of way. Hello. Congrats to Ari. Yes, dude. Listen, there's a lot of news in the world to talk about. Don't get me wrong, but the reason I've been gone for since Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no, 3 days. 3 days I've been gone. Is I went to MagicCon Las Vegas to watch my wife compete in the Magic cosplay contest expert division.
Please join me in congratulating the winner of the expert category. Step forward and receive your prize, Ari as
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, Ari! Woo! That's awesome!
Something I'd like to share. Thank you, everyone.
What a fucking speech! I got chills. I got fucking chills. I got chills from that speech. That's aura. It's just aura farming. Anyway, she kept telling me there's zero chance she won. It was her first contest. She was like, there's no way I win. I'm not going to win. Don't expect me to win. And I was like, okay. And then she won. I was genuinely surprised. Fucking awesome. That was awesome, dude. It was really awesome. And then she got $1,500 and some other stuff, too. A cool trophy. The wings rose and fell, by the way. It was sick. And that's cool because I lost $1,500 gambling in Vegas, so it evened out. As a family, we evened out. You know what I'm saying? I was down, she was up. So it it all evened out. I loved her victory chicken walk. Net zero. Honestly, okay, so I got a couple of stories to tell you from Vegas. I did go out gambling in Vegas with some Magic pros Saturday night. Jimmy Wong had me at a table, well, with some friends too, but also with some, like Numot the Nummy. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He's like a big Magic streamer. These Magic guys were out. We were playing blackjack. And within like 10 minutes of me starting to gamble, I lost the $100 that I put out. So I was like, well, I got to get more. I reached back from my wallet. It's not. Oh, thank you for the gifties. Warbone 3K. Thank you for the 25. Good goddamn. Good goddamn. But yeah, I'm going to need that 25 because I reached back from my wallet and it was stolen. It was stolen in the 5 minutes of the beginning of my gambling, which is fucking crazy. By the way, this is a public shout out that Treasure Island is a den of sin. You should not gamble there. They are shitty. The cameras are fake. The security does nothing. Don't go to Treasure Island. Shitty fucking place to gamble. I swear to God, dude. Gamble anywhere else in Vegas. Anyway, so my wallet got stolen with $1,000 in it. Which fucking sucks. I don't know if you know this. It fucking sucks. $1,000 cash in the wallet. I had just filled it up. I didn't even get to gamble it. It just got fucking yoinked. And it's like I couldn't have lost it or dropped it or misplaced it because I had just taken it out, shown them my ID, gave them $100, put it in my pocket. There's nowhere else I could have gone. It was 5 minutes later, it was gone, which means somebody just yoinked it out of my back pocket, which is fucked, dude. It's so fucked. Anyway, so I talked to the security. I'm like pissed, you know? So I talked to the security guard and I'm like, hey, bro, there's cameras all over here. Is there any way you guys can help me out? And he's like, let me talk to the pit boss. Talks to the pit boss. Pit boss is like, I'm going to call the big boss. Takes out this fucking fancy looking phone. Calls up, looks real serious. He's like, the big boss is on his way. I'm like, okay, shit's going to get handled. I'm going to get my wallet back. They're going to catch this motherfucker and break his kneecaps. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. I'm there for 3 hours. Nothing happens. Nobody comes. Nobody does anything. In fact, the two guys that were talking to me just leave. They just shift out. Nothing happens at all. It was all fake in the moment to like act like they were doing something. Nothing happens. Nobody fucking helps me. So I'm pretty fucking bummed. And everyone else is having a good time and I'm the downer. It's like, everybody else is like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry about your wallet. But they're like winning at the tables. So everyone's like in a good mood. They're like, yeah, bat each other on the back. I'm so sorry, Atrioc. You know, it sucks about the wallet, bro. But I'm like vibe killing unintentionally just because my $1,000 wallet got stolen. It sucked. So this is the good part of the story. I go to Jimmy fucking Wong and I beg him, will you give me $100 in chips if I Venmo you $100? And he's like, all right. Okay. He's like, all right. Okay. I take that $100 and I put it all on one hand because I'm like, I got to double up to catch up. I gotta get a stack to play with. So I put the $100 in. I instantly lose it. So I go to a different friend and I'm like, hey, bro, can I get $100 in chips if I Venmo you $100? This is my friend Nick. I go to my friend Nick, not the Nick you know, but a different Nick. And I go to my friend Nick, and he's like, all right, yeah, I guess, sure. Venmo him $100. Give him $100. Put it on a hand. Double it up. Take that, go, all right, well, I got to double it up again to really catch up. Put the $200 on a hand, lose it. So now I'm out. What, $1,200. I'm out $1,200. This is not going very well. I'm out $1,200. Okay? So then I go to a third and final friend. This is my friend Zell. I was hanging out with a lot of Asian men this night. I don't know, this shouldn't matter, but I'm just realizing that all these friends are Asian men. I just love Asian friends. So I go to my friend Zell, and I ask him $100, Venmo you $100. I do this. I Venmo him $100. I get his $100. And then I try the same gambit, but this time I hold back. I only put 50 in. I lose the 50. Next 50, put it in, double it, hold back. Just keep playing with 50s. Just trying to survive because I don't want to go home. The night is so young, everyone's having a good time. I just start playing a little slower. Anyway, long story short, there's a long distance. But I don't want to do the gambler story. Nobody likes hearing gambler stories. Hand by hand gambler stories. I do okay at blackjack. We go to craps. There's a generational run at craps. Just a generational run. There's a guy, a stranger, nobody we know, who's doing this. He's like a 25, no, maybe he's like a 29-year-old dude. He looks around 30. He's got a pink polo open. Oh, and thank you for the gifties. There's a pink polo open guy, and he is so, you guys probably never played craps, but if you have, you just roll a dice, okay? And all you have to do is not roll a 7, and everybody at the table makes money. If you roll anything else, it's good. If you roll a 7, everybody loses. So this guy with this open pink polo is doing this. He's doing Serena Williams grunts. He goes, hey-ya! Yeah! Yeah! Every time he throws the dice. And he rolls it, and it's never a 7. It's never a 7. Dude, everyone is crowding around the table. Yeah! And then, as he's doing better and better, there's, more people showing up, and, the energy is getting higher. And we're all, at first he's really annoying, but then we're cheering for him. Yeah! And then as he becomes more famous, because he's becoming famous in this moment, he's getting into it. So after every roll, he's, doing a flourish to the people that won. He's like, my lady. And, he starts doing, this kind of dance with his chest out. It was fucking crazy. Anyway, he is printing us all money. Everybody at the table is winning. I've never seen a run like this. We're all just betting on everything, and he's just not hitting 7s. Yeah! And so my fucking little $150 stack or whatever rolls up to $950. $950. And he keeps going and going and then dancing. And then when he finally loses, he finally gets a 7. Everyone at the table gives him a handshake. He like made us, he like worked a job for us. He like made us money. So I get up to 950, then it comes to like my turn to roll or someone in our group's turn to roll. We all do pretty good. By the end of it, I have like $1,300. And so I cash out. Actually, no, I got to tell the truth of the story. By the end of it, I have like $650 and I'm like, fuck it. I put it all in. And I take the whole thing and put it on the field because we're about to leave. And then I hit and I double it up and I go to 1,200. And then I walk away. So I walked away with literally almost exactly what I lost. Maybe down 100, maybe down $100. I did lose my cards and my ID and everything. It still sucks, but like I walked away decent. And that's good because when I came back to the hotel, I didn't break even. I'm still down like 150 or whatever, but like I could have been down $1,300. So anyway, you know, with how bad the night could have gone, I felt really good. I was like very happy that it went that way. After getting robbed, like I feel like I owe that guy a real thank you. If I ever cross paths with the fucking flamboyant dice roller, you're my hero, bro. You saved my night. He's maybe dude, the plot twist would be if the pink shirt guy stole my wallet and then gave it back to me through winnings. That would be a fucking incredible. So anyway, not kidding. I got a text today from, not a text. This is a voicemail that I haven't listened to. Oh, I don't want to leak. This is a voicemail I haven't listened to, but it gives you a text message of what it says. And it said, I'm going to read it verbatim. Hey, Brandon, this is Agent Presley with FBI Las Vegas. I just came across what looks to be your passport ID. It was just found in Las Vegas today on the 23rd of June. If you want it back, just call the FBI Las Vegas main number and leave a memo saying that your passport ID was found by Agent Presley. So I did. I called it and I told him to shred it. I told him to shred it because I'm not getting back there, and I already ordered a new one. So did he text the ums? I think that the it's not a text. It's like an AI generation of what the voicemail says, and I think they put in the text of the ums. Transcript. It's a transcript. So, you know, it was a roller coaster of a weekend. Oh, and then, okay, let me tell you one more thing. I'm just going to tell you some more magic stories before we get into, I mean, listen, the undercurrent of all of this is that I was kind of checked out from the news because I was really locked in on spending time with friends and Ari and Magic. And, so I would like get like small push notifications of like, oh yeah, we're bombing Iran. Jesus Christ. And then I'm like, oh, they're firing back. Oh, God. And it's like, well, I got to focus on the main thing right now, which is earning my money back at craps. But yeah, so there's an undercurrent of like major world news. And I was like, I'll have to figure that out when I get back. Apparently, every time I leave or take a break from streaming, the world gets worse. So what I should do is stream all hours of every day. Because then we'll only get things like Drake-Kendrick beefs. When I'm live, this shit never happens. It only happens when I'm not live. Interesting. And in fact, when I was most active, let's say 2021 maybe, the worst that happened in the world was crypto, you know? So all I got to do is stream more. What was I saying? Okay, so. One thing I picked up on from this weekend in Vegas, this weekend at MagicCon, not even Vegas, is that here's a major fucking recession indicator. People are so goddamned desperate to get their hands on cardboard crack to flip for money. I know it's always been something, but the level of price desperation and gouging and bubbles, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's never been, it's like crypto. Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh!, One Piece, all of them are dealing with some insane speculation right now. People walking in, grabbing every box they can, sweeping it out, trying to flip it for a profit online. It's like, it's massive. And it reminds me of when like people were buying every GPU on the shelf to mine crypto and like flip it online. It was like, dude, the amount of scalping is crazy. And this new Final Fantasy set for Magic, if you don't know, Magic the Gathering has been doing crossover sets with big famous IP. Magic Final Fantasy. Look, I'll just show you. It's like this. It's like this. You know, it's like these cool Magic. These cool Final Fantasy Magic cards, and like if you get the hollow foil rare full art ones or whatever, they're like worth $1,000. And so people are like going after these packs like they're fucking crack. And the boxes themselves are worth like $1,600. It just like was, this is my first MagicCon, so I don't know if this is always like this, but from people I talk to, it's like the worst it's ever been. People were spending the entire convention just trying to fucking, please give me a pack, then cracking it, then spending all time going to all the different shops trying to scalp it again to someone to flip it. Everyone's getting lowballed, or it's crazy. I mean, it's bad, dude. So anyway, all I want to do is play the game. I like playing the game. All I like to, you know, people that I met at the event who knew my content were all surprised to see me there. Everyone I met was like, wait, I didn't know you were into Magic. I didn't know you, Atrioc, you're here? And, but I love Magic. I don't play it on stream very much because it's not a good stream game, but I like it a lot. It's a fun game and it's competitive and it's cool. So they're not that into your content. R-dubs. I think there's a difference between being my moderator and liking my content. There's a big gap, okay? Maybe you've seen a lot more, all right? But I think that they've seen a lot of video. Like, they would show me, they've seen like fucking every Big A clip video, but that's not where they'll learn about me playing Magic. Anyway, by the way, everyone was really nice that I met. It was very, very validating to meet people in real life. They're really nice. But so I wanted to play the game, and it was really hard to actually just sit down and play a draft. And what a draft is in Magic is you have to get a brand new box of cards. I'll show you like this. You get a brand new box of cards like this. Everyone gets 3 packs. You crack the packs and try to make a deck out of them, basically. You're passing it around, but you try to make a deck out of them, and then you fight each other, and the winner gets a prize. And that's like that's most fun way to play for me, because it's like you have to think on the fly. It's a little bit of gambling, a little bit of skill, a little bit of adaptation. It's really fun. It's really fun. But every box, people just want it for scalping. Nobody wants to play with a box. Everyone wants to crack it open. And so they have some draft areas set up where you can play this, but you have to spend $100 to enter, and they made a big mistake. They made the prize for winning a collector's edition booster box worth like $1,000, $1,200. So what everybody does is get in line with 8 friends and try to just split the box. They all just put $100 in. They get the box. They don't even play the game. They split the collector's box. They sell it. Okay? So nobody actually wants to play. And I'm busy on day 1 and 2. So I can only do it day 3. And by day 3, they've changed the rules. Okay? Your 8 people are randomized. They just grab 8 random people, you're put in a group. You can't collude to split the box. Because it's a stranger. It's the winner gets it, okay? It's randomized people, and they like capped it early because there's only a certain number of boxes. So I have Jimmy Wong. Well, no, I shouldn't say this. Shit, I've already said it. I have an unnamed source let me in the front early because he's on production. Okay? And so I happen to get to the line early in the morning on Sunday. Okay? Sorry, Jimmy. I'm sorry. I apologize. I had a gun to his head. Okay? So I show up early, but you know what? Karma. There's karma to this. Let me tell you, there's karma to this story. So I show up early on Sunday. I'm like, I want to fucking draft, all right? I'm good at this game. I'm a good Magic drafter. I want to win one of these boxes and give it to Ari. I'll be the fucking sickest husband ever. Okay? I got my $100 in cash, by the way, because I have no wallet at this point. By the way, you know, following from the first story, I've lost my wallet now. So I'm walking around with a wad of $1,300 in my pocket. I have a loose $1,300 in my pocket. I have dice. I have a very rich child. I've got like dice, sleeves, and fucking $1,300 cash in my front pocket because I don't want to get stolen. So I show up to this draft. It's early it's early. They haven't even opened the convention center yet. And right when they open it, I'm front in line. It's like me, Jimmy, and a few other people. Here's the fucking problem. I get to the front. I give my $100. They're like, all right, hold up here for a second. We're going to randomize your pod of 8 people to compete with. And I'm like, well, listen, I showed up same time as Jimmy. They don't even know we're friends. I'm going to be in the same pod as Jimmy. It'll be dope. I'm playing with a friend. It'll be sick. It turns out that if you try to do this on Sunday in the morning, the only people who can get to the front of the line that quickly are production staff, people who cheat like me, or people who are part of the Magic Pro Tour who have been knocked out of the tournament. AKA the best Magic players in the fucking world who are not in the top 4. So I get sorted into a group with me, Jimmy Wong, who's a very good player, and 6 professional players. 7. No, 6. 6, I'm sorry. Me, Jimmy, and 6 professionals. I am by far the worst player at this table. Everyone, and it's crazy because I haven't even really drafted this set. So I feel out of place instantly. They're all like super shuffling the cards all the time. And they pick instantly and like hide their pick really fast. And I'm like slow reading the cards. Dude, it's all piling up at me for my pick. Like I'm the slowest drafter there. I'm like reading every card. Like which one do I pick? Everyone's waiting for me. Oh God. It's so bad, dude. And so I finally draft my deck and I feel kind of good about it. Jimmy looks at my deck. He's like, not so good. I'm like, all right, fuck you, Jimmy. But anyway, Jimmy's a good player, but these are pros. So then they're like, all right, it's a bracket system. Everybody gets randomly assigned an opponent. If you lose, you're out. You don't get a prize. Well, that fucking sucks. So I sit down. I get bracketed with a pro. This guy's like, fuck, he looks 17, dude. He's just a kid. He's a kid with his like, he's a very nice guy, but he's like, has a wry smirk on his face the whole time. Just some fucking kid who's like always smirking at me. And he's like, all right, ready to roll? And he's treating me like I've never played Magic before in my life, which is also fucked up. Because I'm not a pro, but I've been mythic on the lat. Like I'm good. I'm not great, but I'm good. And he's treating me like, do you know what tapping mana does? Are you sure you want to do that? Do you want to take that back? He's like treating me like he's like being a nice intro to Magic kind of. It's fucked up, dude. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. So I play him, and game 1 he's being like super nice to me, but overly nice. Like he thinks I'm brand new, and he kind of rolls me pretty easy. Game 2, if you never played Magic, you wouldn't know this, but like the crazy thing about Magic as a game is that 1 out of every 3 games just gets ruined by mana. It's not like Hearthstone. Like if you don't draw your mana at the right time, you just get owned. And so game 2, he gets bad. He gets like mana screwed. He doesn't draw enough mana. to play his cards. And so I fuck him up. And like the second I fuck him up game 2, again, not really my skill, mostly his bad draw. I'll just be honest with it. I do fuck him up game 2, and it's best of 3. So if he loses this, he's going to lose $100 and have no chance of the prize. Game 3, his whole fucking demeanor changes. He is no longer like friendly, like, hey, how's it going? I'll teach you how to play. He's like locked the fuck in. And I noticed it specifically because in game 1, I made like a small procedural error. And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. And like, you should watch out for this and you can take that back. In game 3, I make the same error and he does not say a fucking word. He tries to take advantage of it. Like you can think of, so I could just tell the difference was so dramatic. Anyway, I do lose game 3. Shocker. It's closer, you know. He's locked in. I'm locked in. I play all right, but he does beat me. His deck is better. I don't know what I'm fucking doing with this fucking set. So I lose game 3. I handshake. Good game. I find out he went 3-0 in the Pro Tour draft on Friday or whatever. You know, he's like fucking cracked. I look over at Jimmy. He also got 2-0'd by a pro. It's only like 4 pros left in the tournament. They all shake hands and split the box. They all know each other. They just kicked out us noobs, split the box. It's fucking crazy. So all that guy had to do was show up and beat my dumbass, and he turned $100 into like $700. It's fucking crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. They don't split the box. They split 2 boxes. There's 2 boxes. You get 2 boxes as first prize. So they split 2 boxes. It's crazy. They made good money. Sorry, it's 2 boxes for first, 1 for second, right? And so they just split all 3 or something. I don't know what they did. They got a lot of money, and I got nothing. And if I had just gotten, I wish he got man screwed one more time. I would have fucking split the box of those pros. Anyway. It was a Final Fantasy box. Yeah, it was a Final Fantasy collector's box, which is worth like fucking $1,200. So anyway, any hoot, I didn't win anything. I didn't win anything from that generational run. But you get like 2 free packs just for showing up with a premium badge or whatever, which Ari had for cosplay. So Ari, who didn't compete in anything, showed up, flashed her badge, got a free premium box or whatever, cracked it, and got this. Apparently like the God tier furry card. Wait, no, where's the foil version? Yeah, it looks like this. Looks like this. You can't see how shiny it is. I mean, it just looks like rainbow. It looks pride, I guess. Yeah, she got it. Ishtola Surge foil. Again, I don't know what this fucking means, but everybody, people that were around her when she opened it were like, holy shit. This shit's worth like $850, $900. She cracked that in like her first pack. Dude, Ari had a crazy come up weekend. She had a crazy come up weekend. She won the tournament and she cracked a. So Ari cracked this. I mean, I guess I didn't lose too much money because of my lost wallet, but I had a pretty bad. Like, my luck was not good this weekend. So anyway, you know, she cracks this. She walks up to a vendor at the store and they're like, yeah, I'll give you $300 for it. Fuck you. Like, I was with her. We can Google how much this shit is worth, bro. It's like $900 online right now. Fuck you. Try to fucking take advantage of my wife. $300 fucking lowball ass offer. So Ari, because she's not lazy like I am, she immediately sets up an eBay account, lists it with a picture right there, and sells it by the end of the day for $800. That's crazy. She just fucking. That's crazy, dude. She made some money moves. Doesn't eBay take for 15%? Yeah, but better than the lowball they were offering. That's pretty normal for cash in hand from a store. Yeah, but normal or not, dude? What the fuck? That's an insane scalp, dude. They could have given her $650 and at least made money. So anyway, it was a fun weekend. I guess that's what I'm saying. Is there anything else I wanted to say about it outside of me getting scammed by those pros? No, not really. I mean, I played some other Magic. I did pretty well. I had a good time. Thanks for the gifted, by the way. Lucky Ace of Diamonds. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it very sincerely. Intergroup Soup. Thank you for the tier 1. Fingetsu. Thank you for the 16 months. Hey, I think that's the guy I met. Fingetsu. I'm pretty sure I met you. That's we met, right? Because you were a cosplayer. You did the sick ironwork or the foam ironwork. I'm pretty sure we met, Fingetsu. Gary Bear, thank you for the prime. Angry Mom, thank you for the 12 months. Big A, can I use my one time? Depends on what it is. Kind of in the middle of a story time. Jokes and Tacos, thank you for the 33. Languid Llama, thank you for the 4 months. Did you miss Smallville? This is going to sound embarrassing. Yes. Yeah, I did, actually. I thought about watching an ep. I wanted to watch an ep. I was like, it's a good way to round the night out. So I'm going to watch one tonight for sure. Seems like a nice way to just, we're on ep 4, I think. So I will definitely do a Smallville. Kid Valley, thank you for the 18 months. Thank you for the 21 Chernobyl links. You got something in your beard? Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. I hate to have something in my beard. I think I got it. What was I saying? Anything else from MagicCon? It was a good time. You know, it's like I always say. Some people think it's all about the magic. But really, it's about the gathering. You know what I'm saying? Few understand this. Recycled over from Twitter. Just don't retwitter, and then it's all new. It's all fresh. The gathering is the magic, bro. Workshop that all weekend. Nah, worse than that, dude. Someone said it at Craps. Chris, I think my friend Chris said it at Craps, and I just yoinked it, bro. Straight up yoinked. Honest to God, I can't tell a lie. I yoinked it. Maybe I twisted it. It was probably slightly different, but it's the theme I thought was hilarious. What the fuck did you do, Tyrese Halliburton? Dude, if you guys don't follow NBA, it was a generationally sad Game 7. A finals Game 7 should be a happy moment for the league, and it was instead generationally sad. Oh, it was such a terrible Game 7. Depressing. I thought it was a great playoffs overall, and I thought there was a good finals outside of terrible Game 7. Oh, tragic. Tyrese Halliburton got an Achilles injury. He could be out for the whole next season. Fucking tragic. And he had such a run. He played so good, so clutch. It was bad. I guess, I mean, thank God I lost my wallet because I was going to go put a huge bet on the Pacers. I had a plan. I had a plan to go bet a massive bet on the Pacers just because I thought it'd be fun, and I didn't get to because I lost my wallet. So, you know, things happen for a reason. I think God was purposefully trying to... He purposefully made me lose my wallet so I wouldn't lose a small, in the grand scheme of things, amount of money. And then he purposely hurt Tyrese Halliburton. Or she. Yeah. Colin, thank you for the 43 months. Had the first person recognize my Enron hat since the buy one, get one free drop as your merch weekend had no follow-up except, oh yeah, it's his hat. Wait, someone recognized it as an Atrioc hat? I did that this weekend where I was sitting down to play Magic, and then way across the hall at a different table, I saw a guy in a green Enron hat, and I stared right at him, and he did like this. He like double taked, and then I got up and ran over to him. And I said, thank you for buying that merch. And he's like, I had no idea you were here, bro. It was parasocial of me. It was parasocial of me. Atrioc's left sack. Thank you for the tier 1. Should have mooted him. Yeah, I mooted him and said, hey, how about these glizzies? Are you going to laugh at that? And he's like, I'm kind of busy, bro. And I was like, what about some coffee? And yeah, he just wasn't into it. Wasn't into it. Tough stuff. Not going to lie, I'd laugh. Not gonna, all right, let me blow my nose real quick. It is already stuffed. I'm literally blowing my nose on camera so you won't spam Yep Coke. And you're still doing it. You're still doing it, which is not. DoorDash is offering Dash Pass for 50% off if you pay for a year. This was an ad. Definitely sign they're not strapped for cash. Wait, what are you saying? I mean, that could easily be a sign. Unless you're doing a sarcasm. It's hard to tell over text. Did you talk about somebody re-uploading Marketing Monday videos on Spotify? Not that I shouldn't probably take these down, but like, who the fuck's watching a Marketing Monday on Spotify? You need video to, it's like 90% slides. It's like me showing a graph and saying, if I'm talking, it's just me giggling half the time. What's the fucking point? Wait, they have video? Oh, I gotta crack that down. I need my lawyer on that. Who dat? Who dat? We need a lawsuit. We need a lawsuit. Your podcast has video? Yeah, and that's why we aim for YouTube more than Spotify. It's where podcasts are heading. Marketing Monday, $100 million deal. Watch it for that. What else did I want to say? Is there anything else I want to say about Vegas? I don't think so. It was a fun weekend. I'm very, 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 very happy and proud of my wife. She did an awesome job with that cosplay. She worked really hard on it. She was very nervous. She kept telling me how she had like butterflies in her stomach like the day before. She didn't even want to go on stage. And then she won the expert thing. It was awesome. Super happy for her. Took her out to dinner afterwards. Yeah, it was really cool. Total wife guy weekend. Atrioc the rapper be like, I love my wife. Ah! I'm a fan of Chance too. Did she find out she won on stage or did she know already? She found out she won live on stage. In that video I posted, that was her first time figuring it out. She thought she was not going to win. Thank you for the 27 months. X-Merc. Can't wait to vote for the Brandon and Doug presidential ticket in 28. It would be very funny if we left out Aiden. If me and Doug run for president and leave out Aiden, that would be a hoot. What do you think of the return of Clint? That's quality Stevens. Recession indicator. Crypto must be down for Clint Stevens to be streaming again. There's trouble. There's trouble in the economy. The last time Clint streamed a lot, recession. Okay? If he comes back, we're due. Do we find out who the next big celebrity guest is? Not yet. Not yet, but soon. In fact, I can even give you a possible date. The big guest for Lemonade Stand is in mid-July. Ox Gray, thank you for the 5 gifties. 5 gifties. It's the Rizzler. It's the Rizzler, and we're going to really grill him on the economy to see if he's got what it takes to be president. I personally believe he does. I personally think the Rizzler can... Is he going to be 4 questions in? No, it's a long-form podcast interview. I'm very excited for it. I mean, he showed up on Fox Business. Your podcast is a logical next step for him. Who are we talking about? Who? Oh, the Rizzler? The Rizzler was on Fox Business?
Sarah Benzino.
Oh, it's an ad. I have to see this, and then we'll move on. I'll talk about Iran in a second, but I do want to watch this fucking Rizzler on. I mean, Iran's important, but not as important as the Rizzler on Fox Business. You know what I'm saying? We have to balance our. There's just so much news in the world.
Works for us.
The right money moves aren't as absurd as you think.
Christian Savasta, a.k.a. the Rizzler. What are you doing, my friend? That's your thing?
Yeah, the wrist face.
How'd you come up with that?
So, basically, I came home one day and I told my dad I want to do a video, and then I said, "This is how you do the face of a wrist."
Dude, it's so funny because he seems fucking tired. This guy's been doing, he's not excited to be here. Bro is like fucking just clocking in for the Fox Business segment. He works fucking 14 hours a day. He's got bags under the eyes, dude.
Rizzler, and then.
But Rizzler is short for charisma? You're like the Riz?
Yeah.
That is amazing. And it went viral.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, millions and millions.
Holy shit, he's mocking her so hard. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Millions of views. How did you then meet up with MGA Entertainment? Did they just call and say, we want to use this kid because everybody watches him on TikTok and
I think
Instagram?
so. I think so.
Did that surprise you? Tell me about what your first thought was.
My first thought was probably like, oh my God, I'm going to get so many toys.
See, you like the message, don't you,
Yeah.
of the rap?
Yeah.
It says, don't give me gift cards, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think about the Christmas move that everybody just says, give me money versus toys?
Well, wait. I don't think I never heard of it.
Well, a lot of kids have said, I just want the money so I can buy what I want. But there's something magical about opening the toys on
Yeah.
Hanukkah or Christmas Day,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What's your Christmas morning like?
My Christmas morning is like I just run downstairs and then just open the.
This could be the worst interview I've ever seen in my life.
Toys.
And it's great, right?
But I wake.
No, not his fault. Hers, dude. What is these questions? What can he say to them? She's treating him like he's 4 in the way she's asking the question. It's like the way, it's like, I don't know. It's like if you were, I mean, he's not this old, but the vibe I get is when you're like 16 or 17 at Thanksgiving and an older family member is still talking to you like you're 9. Hey, how are you? Like, what's your, it's like, I'm old enough to talk to you. And it just feels like he is capable of answering these questions normally, but she's doing like this big.
Pick up my brother and my mom and my dad first, and then I open.
Oh, that's very polite.
I guess
of
he is
you,
9, but-
Riz,
Yeah.
of which is your nickname.
Yeah.
So tell me about the shooting of this commercial. They gave you the lyrics.
She's Star Trek?
And then you were wearing this faux fur coat. I mean, it's
Yeah.
hilarious. Tell me what it was like to shoot the commercial.
It was so
I
fun.
mean, the ad.
Yeah, it was so fun. Like, I loved it. And I loved the outfits too. The outfits were so fun and cool.
You didn't get tired?
No, not really.
And did they coach you? Did they say, once more with feeling?
Yeah.
Okay, it's tough. I mean, it is tough to get anything out of him as well. He's just dropping. Yeah. He's not really yes-anding.
Well, let's talk about some of these toys that you mentioned. And we have a whole bunch of them. They're all made by MGA Entertainment.
I'm blocking
and
the Rizzler
they've
right now.
gone absolutely parabolic in their sales. I mean, skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Tell me about what you thought when you found out that just because there have been millions of views of this rap that you've done, this Dismas rap, dissing credit cards and gift cards and saying, buy me toys. When you heard, what went through your mind that your rap is triggering this mass buying?
It was like,
Why does he
I
care?
just went like, wow. It was like,
What is he supposed to say? Every question is like, people are buying a lot of stuff. There's a lot of money involved. Wow. Okay, cool.
I didn't know that me making a song would be so big and like, so it's just so cool.
And one of the toys is the Gross Muss.
Yeah,
That is this dinosaur head. Let's show people how it works. So you have to add water.
Yeah.
And it's a dinosaur head. So explain what you're doing.
So first you pull this tab right here.
Yeah. Pull the tab.
Pull it.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Bring that
And
out.
then that triggers the thing, and then you pour the water.
Okay.
And wait,
In his eye.
that.
You pour it in his eye, just a little bit.
wait, like, yeah, look, and then it starts foaming.
Okay. Well, wait. So, oh, he's vomiting. Oh my God. His.
A little more.
Okay. The dinosaur.
That shit looks like the biggest fucking mess. You give that to my little cousins, that stains the whole fucking carpet. That's a disaster. That's a disaster.
Dinosaur is choking on its mucus.
Yeah, and then when this stops foaming, like a dinosaur toy comes out.
Oh, so it's a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the guy who came up with this idea is probably a pretty smart guy, right? We know him. His name is Isaac Larian, and he's the founder and CEO of MGA Entertainment. And wait, hold on. He's here. Isaac Larian, the genius behind
Hey, hi, Liz. Hi, Liz. How are you?
Happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah. Isaac, what gave you the idea to hire the Riz? I mean, it's quite inspired, and you see the actual correlation.
Money, that's
between
why. Money.
His rap and the sales.
What is the point of all this?
First of all, he's the best. He's the best, and his song. I don't want to no. I don't want to give card.
This guy is a worse speaker than the Rizzler. Oh, is this fucking Joe Biden drunk? Man, the CEO is starstruck. That's what it is. The CEO is so starstruck to be in a room with the Rizzler. That's his aura. Dude, what the hell?
No way. I don't want to give card. No way. I want real toys from MGA. It's stuck in my brain and my grandkids. So I love him. But we always want to be different, Liz. Our product is different. Our marketing is different. Our advertising different. So we said we're going to go with him. And it was a matter of 2 weeks. And boom, here we are. And the sales are through the roof. So I'm so happy.
He mentioned a bunch of your toys.
Dude, this is crazy. I actually got to stop here. I think we're good. I think crazy is that boomers just mainline that shit all day, every day. They're as cooked as fucking Gen Alpha. Holy God, dude. We got bad media diets. That's fucking Coco Melon. Smoking cigs in the house and watching Fox Poggies. That's true. That's another better than that. Nothing better than kicking back with a cold one, putting on Bill O'Reilly, and just letting the hate wash through you, dude. Fuck, it feels good. Bro, seriously missed out on the war. I did. So, okay, quick catch up. Let me pull open my fucking map here. Does anyone know how long Squeaks' event is tomorrow? Does anyone have any idea on that? I need to plan my podcast. No, it's not tomorrow. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday. I gotta figure out when I'm fucking recording. Okay. No, it's Thursday. Don't try to throw me off. Don't try to fucking throw me off. Where's my PowerPoint thing? Ba-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Leaked? I heard Stan's leaking on his stream today, so I'm the second leaker, if anything. Tomorrow's house flipper? Yeah, we're planning around that. Okay, what did I want to... No, I don't have actual slides. I want to literally just in this map. We need to catch up. So, again, this is all coming at me pretty live. I want to... Actually, if there's a great video breaking down some of the recent events, I'd like to watch it rather than me try to talk through it, because I'm going off what I was able to read while fucking driving. I had one hand up, one on the wheel. We should watch Asmongold clips to catch up. But, okay, let's get this Middle East map open. So, main idea, this is what I do know. Why can't I draw? Why can't I draw? Why can't I fucking draw? Why can't I draw, dude? File? Save? Enable saving? Can I draw now? Yeah, okay. So, Israel struck nuclear sites in Iran. By the way, I'm saying Iran now because my Persian friend told me that's how you should pronounce it. However, if I say Iran, you can't blame me because I grew up with George W. Bush, the greatest president of all time, who said it like that my entire childhood. George Bush and the Lonely Island. The Lonely Island and George Bush, because they had that song. They had the Iran song. So those two stuck in my head for my entire childhood. I can't fucking change it. But I'll say Iran if I can. So Israel struck nuclear sites in Iran. Iran struck back, bombed Tel Aviv. The nuclear sites in Iran, some of them are deep underground, and Israel does not have the capabilities of bombing them. They can't get bunker busters that deep. So they pulled the U.S. into this conflict outside of just military aid, but actually physically sending in bombs and planes. Trump waffled on it. Finally, actually, what's insane is this first Israel strike was right before negotiations supposed to take place between the U.S. and Iran about nuclear disarmament. So Israel kind of torpedoed the negotiations, thus sort of strong-arming the U.S. into one path of action by making the diplomacy angle not available. Negotiations got sabotaged. The U.S. then, Trump, whatever advisor listened to last, decided to go for it, sent B-2 bombers. I mean, they flew from America, but I believe they refueled here in Qatar. This is a base my dad was formerly stationed at. It's funny, I talked to my dad today. They used to call this base Camp Cupcake. Camp Cupcake, because it was easy and nothing happens there. That has changed dramatically. My dad is no longer, obviously hasn't been in the military for a while, but that has changed dramatically. Anyway, the B-2 bombers dropped bunker buster bombs on deep under a mountain nuclear sites in Iran. I don't know the exact spots, some around here. And what's up in the air is how effective they were. There's a total fog of war on that. We don't know. Trump will tweet that they were enormously effective and they destroyed the nuclear capabilities and the facilities are wiped out beyond repair. Others will say they were ineffective and they haven't damaged that much. We don't know. We actually don't know. Anyone who tells you otherwise is probably lying. It's very fog of war right now. We don't know. We actually don't know. There's some screenshots you can see or like aerial photographs of the before and after, but because it's so underground, they don't look any different. So you don't know. I fucking have no idea. I can't tell you. Some people do say that Iran moved the uranium out of the sites before they were bombed, which is also possible. We don't know. This is all TBD. Okay? Anyway, in response, Iran fired some more missiles at Israel and then also bombed the U.S. base on Qatar right here. But no casualties for this, which is an escalation of the war. So now it's like, now that it's fired back, and then the idea was that was going to lead to U.S. doing something, and then we're going to get fucking World War III. Which, by the way, the important thing, the only thing that I Googled all weekend, I refresh it every day, was I kept Googling China response. Because, listen, this is obviously a big deal. But for the sake of humanity, the thing that matters the most is whether or not China chooses to involve themselves. Because China's connected with Iran, and China gets a ton of their oil from here. A ton from Iran specifically, and then a ton of their oil through the Strait of Hormuz. If China chooses to step up and involve themselves on behalf of Iran, that is how this could escalate into a larger global war. Iran itself is not powerful or big enough to do that on their own. Russia is also sort of a semi-entangled with Iran, and they've been tweeting up a storm, but Russia's busy in Ukraine and is not actually sending much help or aid or weapons right now. So just the big picture is how China responds. I've been Googling it every day. I've been checking it every day. So far, it's been strong condemnations of Israel and America's attacks, but nothing more than that. I don't know what else to say, but that is the big question. The second big question was whether or not Iran would mine, as in put sea mines in the Strait of Hormuz right here, because again, 20% of the world's oil goes through this very short little gap. 20%. It goes out to here, to Europe. It goes to India. It goes to China. It's so incredibly important for global shipping. Iran can mine it up and block it. If they do, it is an enormous escalation that brings the entire world's attention on this happening. They did, I believe, vote to block it, but then this ceasefire talk happened, and I'm not sure what's going to happen. If they do actually block it, by the way, all the ships in this area are like turning around. You can see live updates of tankers doing complete 180s, like complete wicked tricks to not go into this strait during what's going on. Because it's fucking an insane time. So, that's like the main update on like what actually happened. What it all means is up in the air. The big question, I mean, there's so much to say. I guess from an American POV, the real question is what, first of all, this is an insane escalate. I am opposed to the initial bombings to begin with. Insane escalation. Where we are right now, the main thing we have to hope for is that there is no requiring of troops on the ground. If troops end up on the ground, it's like the end of, it's going to be another Iraq. It's going to be a America currency ruining quagmire, endless $1 trillion disaster. I mean, but one we can't even afford anymore. I mean, it's like the end of the dollar. But worse, by the way, because Iran has a significantly bigger population, more mountainous area, just an impossible task. There's a lot to talk about, but the most important thing is no troops on the ground. And ideally a ceasefire and hostilities. So as of 2 hours ago, there was supposed to be a ceasefire announcement. Again, Trump has been tweeting nonstop, contradictory and stupid stuff this whole time. At one point, he tweeted, "Don't raise oil prices. I'm watching you." as oil prices were spiking because this was getting closed off. It's a global oil market. Literally set by geopolitical events. As if he can fucking dictate that via tweet is so fucking stupid. I can't wrap my head around it. He's tweeting that. He's tweeting, listen, all we did was bomb. Our only, we had JD Vance come out and say our only goal is we're not at war with Iran. We're only at war with Iran's nuclear facilities. there's a difference. And it's like, okay, that's kind of a stupid statement, but it's way more stupid when right afterwards, Trump follows it up and says, I think we should do regime change. It's not politically correct, but we should have regime change in Iran, which means you are openly at war with Iran and you want to take out their leaders and change the government. So that's a different goal altogether, and you guys are not on the same page. You guys are saying two different things. But anyway, because it's so contradictory, as of a few hours ago, what he said was, here, we should pull it up. We should pull up the tweets because they're all relevant. Truth Social Trump. They're all relevant. Well, the most recent one is just an AI-generated photo of him raising a fist in front of a flag. That's the most recent one. Patriot. Oh, let me fucking scroll. This website sucks, dude. This website. This is so haunting. Why is every time something big happens in the world, I have to check my president's Truth Social where it overwhelms and says no truths? Every time. This happens like 3 times now. Please refresh. Come on. Dude, this is crazy. This is crazy. I actually can't see what the president is saying because he's on a fucking dog shit social media platform he created for himself. All right. Well, I remember it, so I'll give you the fucking long and short of it. Trump essentially said, I'm the greatest peace president of all time, and we're going to have peace, and there's peace in the Middle East, and we're going to have a ceasefire, which you can't really trust. But then news came out that Iran was tentatively agreeing to it, and Israel. So it's possible we could get a ceasefire. I have to get an update. I saw it from Reuters. Let's see. Ceasefire. So as of 3 hours ago, during a phone interview, Donald Trump said his Israel-Iran ceasefire will last forever. He said, this is a direct quote, President Donald Trump says he doesn't believe Israel and Iran will ever be shooting at each other again. The war is completely over. The ceasefire is unlimited. It's going to go forever. I have a tough time believing that. I feel bad. If you're seeing this on the Clips channel, you could just check, bro. It's probably already been broken. It's probably already been broken. I'm checking. Let's see. Live updates. Ceasefire status unclear after Israel reports continued missiles from Iran. Okay, so I think it's already over. I think the forever, no more war, no more fighting, ceasefire limited, gonna go forever. This is 3 hours ago. We're looking at what is this, an 8:11? This is 20 minutes ago. So 20 minutes ago, that's been broken. That's cool. That's cool. The 12-day war, day 13. Yeah, that's what he was saying. He was tweeting that it was, people will call this the 12-day war and it's now over. And I just get the feeling that that's not how it's going to work. However, the goal of a ceasefire, I can't stress this enough, is extremely important. The most damaging outcome would be another Afghanistan or Iraq, which is a 20-plus year, boots on the ground, multi-trillion-dollar quagmire disaster. That, by the way, horrendous for America. No good outcome. But does seem to be what Israel's kind of angling towards because it's not their fucking money. They don't lose anything. So that's not what we want. We really, 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 really need to not have boots on the ground. And there is hope that that won't happen, especially because this is so, again, fracturing Trump's base. I didn't have a chance to do as much research as I'd like, but my understanding is this is extremely unpopular from like the MAGA Steve Bannon wing, who really bought into the America isolationist, no new wars, get out of the Middle East thing that he ran on. He ran on that, and now he's losing that side. And he already lost, not all the way lost, but they've already split off the tech right. That was the Elon Musk side of the party. That's clearly like fractured and no longer as strong as it was. So the base is definitely splintering. And I think Trump, based on how many times he tweeted the word peace, despite his actions not pushing towards peace, seems to understand that. He's always been good at reading the political moods of his base. Not much the governing of America, but he's been good at reading the moods of his base and knowing how to, that's one of his best skills, actually. And I think he's recognizing that this is not, even Vance came out and said something that was one of the most insane. Does anyone have the Vance quote about, he's like, I know you guys hate when America gets involved in wars in the Middle East, and you're tired of that. But that was stupid, presidents. I'm not misquoting him. That's a direct quote. Does anyone have this? I'm not. You'd think I'd be fucking making it up, but I'm not. That's exactly what he said. He hit him with a "this time it's different." Yeah, here it is. Someone's got the clip. Okay. Of course, every important clip from our elected officials comes with a 30-second fucking ad that I have to watch before I can see it.
With Americans, I certainly empathize with Americans who are exhausted after 25 years of foreign entanglements in the Middle East. I understand the concern, but the difference is that back then we had dumb presidents, and now we have a president who actually knows how to accomplish America's national security objectives. So this is not going to be some long, drawn-out thing. We've got in, we've done the job of setting their nuclear program back. We're going to now work to permanently dismantle that nuclear program over the coming years, and that is what the president has set out to do.
Okay. He makes it all sound so easy. He makes it all sound so easy. Over the coming years. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, listen, there's not a lot of great outcomes, but the very bad outcome is U.S. boots on the ground, quagmire in Iran, lives lost, trillions lost, ruins the dollar. That's terrible. That's the worst. Actually, that's the second worst. The worst outcome, though, and this is why I want to keep trying to check. This is 20 hours ago. China issues warning over. This is the key thing to watch, is that Iran, as it currently stands with its current regime and the current situation, is beneficial to China. China gets a lot of oil from them and likes having a friend control the Strait of Hormuz. If they sense that that is changing, or if that Israel and the U.S. do accomplish regime change and get somebody who's not friendly to China in Iran, that is a big threat. That is a threat to China and their growth and their security for oil, which will cause them to respond in ways we can't predict. So that is the biggest thing to watch, is how they respond to this. That is the question. As far as I know, it's just been words so far, but this is new. Yeah, it'll depend on the Strait of Hormuz, I guess. So we'll see. Again, this is all live. This is all happening live. And I don't like to cover this stuff live too much because you really need to, especially when it's all changing day by day, you need days to fucking think about it and to understand. But that's the breakdown on sort of what is going on. Now, if we have any good, I think there was some videos I did want to watch from sources I like. Actually, I think this one was looking interesting.
What if
there was a Caspian report video, how this war could become China's proxy? I did want to watch that.
5 Chinese 747 cargo planes have vanished near Iran? No one knows what they carried, but the timing has raised eyebrows. The aircraft departed China on June 15, 16, and 17, just after Israeli strikes on Iran. They flew over northern China, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan before disappearing from radar near Iranian airspace. Officially, they were bound for Europe, but none ever made it there. Given that these freighters often carry heavy military gear, their disappearance has fueled speculation of covert arms transfers. Granted, the flights may have been innocent or just digital anomalies. There's no hard proof they landed in Iran, but the speculation isn't baseless. China has good reason to back Iran. Up to 16% of China's seaborne crude imports come from Iran, and 53% when accounting for the entire Gulf region. If Israel destroys Iran's energy infrastructure or the Strait of Hormuz is blocked, the fallout won't stop with Tehran. It could ripple all the way to Beijing. That's a cost China is unlikely to accept quietly. But there's an even bigger picture. If the war escalates and pulls in the United States, China gains exactly what it needs: strategic depth. A prolonged conflict in Iran would tie down US attention, drain its resources, and force Washington into a war it didn't plan for and can't easily exit. Every dollar America spends fighting Iran is one less dollar spent.
I mean, true disaster. Just really, 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 really need to not escalate this to an actual war in Iran.
Deterring China. And as Washington sinks deeper into another forever war, China would be free to focus on what it really wants: Taiwan. This isn't meant to single out China. America has done the same and would again if the roles were reversed. But from a realpolitik perspective, this could be the opportunity Beijing has been waiting for, and it may not come again. After all, China's best weapon is America's attention span. Today's video is sponsored by Supreme.
Bro, that couldn't be more on the nose. Holy fuck. That's crazy. That's fucking cinema. Oh, we're cooked. We're cooked. We're fucking cooked. We're getting war game ads in the middle of our fucking
units across the
no,
head,
not the time.
And
not
elite
the time.
Bomber. The offer is only available.
Not the time.
For most of its post-revolutionary history, Iran has struggled to find a reliable great power to lean on. For a time, that appeared to be Russia. But the truth is, Moscow was never a dependable partner. It promised Iran advanced air defense systems and combat aircraft, but delivered late or not at all. Part of the reason is that Russia doesn't want to upset Israel. It may...
Dude, there's like comments on, you know, like in China from like how do I put this? Imagine like the type of bro you'd see in Wall Street Bets, but in China. Imagine like that version of that kind of subgroup in China, and they're all saying how Iran needs to buy more top quality Chinese weapons, and that the big problem is they bought too much Russian crap and not enough Chinese weapons. This is like a real, like a fucking discourse.
May sound strange, but Russian-Israeli ties run deeper than many realize. Over 1 million Israelis speak Russian. The two countries have coordinated military operations in Syria, and, behind the scenes, their defense industries maintain quiet lines of cooperation. In short, Russia has too much to lose by fully backing Iran. That mistrust goes both ways though. For its part, Iran has consistently sought to maintain open relations with Europe, whether through trade, diplomacy, or energy cooperation. As a result, its regional goals have often clashed with Russia's, especially in the Caucasus and Central Asia.
Right.
So, the alliance as it stands is built on convenience, not commitment. China, by contrast, follows a different playbook. If it chooses to deepen its role, the groundwork is already in place. Beijing has no colonial past in the Middle East, no emotional baggage, and no overlapping territorial ambitions. It simply wants oil, trade, and influence, and it is willing to invest for the long term. In 2021, for instance, Iran and China signed a 25-year partnership that went far beyond symbolic diplomacy. The agreement outlined long-term cooperation in energy, infrastructure, telecommunications, and military development.
Yeah, they're
At
tied
its core,
closely.
the deal provided China with guaranteed access to Iranian oil at steeply discounted rates, while offering Iran billions in investment tied to the Belt and Road Initiative. It also opened the way to Chinese involvement in Iranian ports, railways, and digital networks.
Yep.
For Iran, the deal was a means to survive isolation, while for China, it was a chance to entrench itself in
I mean, China has been farming incredibly good oil deals from Russia and Iran, who are both sanctioned. So Iranian oil sells at a discount to China because no one else can buy it at scale. Some of it to India too. And Russia, same thing. Who then resell it to Europe anyway. But like, they only have people they can sell it to, and they've been farming these two.
the Middle East without firing a shot. But China's influence isn't just economic, it's strategic. Consider Syria. Tehran backed Assad at a time when America and Europe were calling for regime change. That support wasn't about loyalty, it was cold calculation.
I mean, he did have regime
Assad
change.
was isolated and under pressure. Propping him up gave Iran a foothold in a collapsing state. Weak allies, after all, are easier to shape. China holds the same playbook today. Whether it chooses to use it remains to be seen. Iran has taken severe blows from Israel, but it hasn't collapsed, at least not yet. A moment of real vulnerability may not be far off, and that's when China could step in, not to save Iran, but to reshape it, using deals, loans, and weapons bound by strings. Iran wouldn't become a Chinese satellite overnight, but it could be nudged into something else, dependent, indebted, and strategically useful.
Sure.
Admittedly, much of this premise rests on circumstances still in motion, but if any country is positioned to capitalize...
Tough to call any of this so early. I think the largest question mark is how involved... Wow, whether the ceasefire, which doesn't exist, has any staying power. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Whether the U.S. escalates and involves actual boots on the ground. Whether there's any chance or shot of regime change, not from outside forces, but from inside forces in Iran. The Ayatollah is not particularly popular. It's definitely waning popularity. And... probably at their weakest moment right now.
On this conflict, it's China. Every war invites new players. The longer the conflict between Israel and Iran drags on, the more likely it is that outside powers get pulled in. For China, that's both a risk and an opportunity. A short war leaves Beijing watching from the sidelines, but a prolonged one, especially one that draws in the United States, creates space for China to act. If the United States intervenes...
Yeah, I think that's actually a really brilliant way to put it. If this war is short, just on a realpolitik level, then it primarily benefits the United States and Israel. But if it is dragged out and becomes a quagmire, then it deeply, deeply, deeply hurts the United States and benefits China. I understand that there's a character, I don't know if you guys know this, there's a character in the popular TV series Family Guy named Quagmire. Do you understand that? And so actually sometimes people might think that's...
militarily, meaning full-scale, sustained combat, and Iran manages to hold out just long enough to avoid total collapse, China could quietly...
Anyone who thinks the Iranian regime can be changed from the inside doesn't know Iran. Every rule down. People have no way of successfully telling the regime on their own. Okay, that's a little bit of a silly statement, right? Like you could say that about the Assad regime. It also lasted 50 years, but they just fell. That's the slowly all at once, right? Toppling happens. You just that's like a total nothing ever changes mindset. Most of the time things don't change, but then events all line up and things change. I'm not saying it'll happen. I'm saying it's the closest it's ever been to happening.
Step in, not with troops, but with equipment such as combat aircraft, air defenses, guided missiles, and satellite support. All the technologies Tehran either lacks or produces only in limited quantities. If that support flows in quietly, consistently, and under the radar, Iran would turn into a forever war. To be clear, this material support wouldn't win the war for Iran, but it would prolong hostilities. And that, potentially, is the point. You see, China doesn't need Iran to win. It would just need Iran to survive and bleed US resources. That alone would stretch America's political capital and logistics on a war with no clear exit.
Yeah.
It would mirror what the US has done to Russia in Ukraine, create a front that slowly drains the adversary over time. A drawn-out...
Or Russia and Afghanistan, or US and Afghanistan, or US and Iraq. Yeah, it needs to be avoided at all costs, which is why the bombs were stupid to begin with. It really should be avoided at all costs.
Conflict like that would play right into Beijing's hands. Not because China cares about the Middle East, ideology, international law, or even Iran, but because it buys time. A distracted United States gives Beijing breathing room in East Asia, allowing it to focus its efforts on a tiny place called Taiwan. So, while Washington is tied down in another forever war, China buys time to strengthen its naval posture, test responses around Taiwan, and shift global narratives. A distracted America gives Beijing its best chance to move on Taiwan. Washington simply cannot sustain two major confrontations at once, especially if one of them turns into a slow, grinding campaign. Beijing wouldn't even need to act right away. The mere fact that Washington is bogged down shifts the strategic map. Naturally, this outcome would depend on how long the US stays engaged and how discreetly Beijing plays its hand, but it would be a once-in-a-generation opportunity. Either way, it would give China a free hand to reshape the balance of power in Asia-Pacific, while America looks the other way.
Strings. Okay, so far, I mean, I like that second part. I agree with all that.
Every lifeline is also a leash. If Iran accepts Chinese support, it won't come free. Just as Assad became dependent on Iran and Russia to stay in power, Tehran may be forced into a similar role, this time as China's proxy. And once that shift happens, Iran may find it is no longer the one calling the shots. Should Iran come to rely on Chinese weapons, financing, and diplomatic cover, Beijing will expect influence in return. Not total control, but enough to shape Tehran's decisions and pull the strings when it counts. That would place Iran in a difficult position. Foreign backing might help it survive the war, but it would come at the cost of strategic autonomy. The clearest example is the Strait of Hormuz.
Yep.
Iran's ability to threaten global oil shipments through the strait is one of its strongest deterrents. But if China becomes its patron, that option disappears. Around half of China's crude oil...
Yeah, it's worth noting, the way they close this strait is, it's not like you put a gunship there and you're like, all right, you can go through, you can't. They mine it up so nobody can go through. So the people most affected are, in fact, Europe and China when this is closed, where a ton of their oil comes from. You can't, yeah, you can't get through. You know, otherwise, some people say, like, why don't they just block it so that, you know, Chinese ships can go through, but no one else can. But that's not really how it works.
Imports come from the Gulf region.
Europe and USA, China will be less affected. No, that's wrong. China will be one of the most affected. If the Strait of Hormuz is closed, that's deeply damaging to China. In fact, all of Iran's shipments go to China, but, you know, something like 50% of their oil comes from this strait. Doesn't it hurt the Iranian economy way more if they can't export oil? Yes, of course. I mean, it would be disastrous for them too, but they're in a corner. Yeah, this would be such a major event that would get so many global powers involved if this actually gets closed for any significant period of time. It would cause a global oil shock. It would cause, you know, Europe involvement, China. It would be big. The economic impact would be massive.
Depends on those same oil flows through the Strait of Hormuz and wouldn't tolerate disruptions to its own energy security. In other words, Iran's greatest strength could become off limits, not because it lacks the capability, but because it no longer has the authority to use it. That's the paradox of becoming a proxy. Survival comes at the cost of independence. The more Iran leans on China, the more it risks being treated the way Assad was treated by Iran and Russia, kept afloat but closely controlled. Decisions about war, trade, and foreign policy would increasingly run through Beijing. And for a revolutionary state that has long prided itself on sovereignty, that may be the hardest price of all. But if the pieces fall into place, Beijing may already be getting ready for what comes next. The truth is, most forever wars start with a timeline, but then miss it. I've been your host Shirvan from Caspian Report.
God, I hope not. God, I fucking hope not. This guy's basically about the consequences of for us. Yeah, it was kind of similar. I thought there would be some more new stuff, but Trump told the Department of Energy to drill it. Yeah, I mean, listen, Trump has been trying to bring oil prices down via tweet. He has been saying, keep them down, I'm watching, and everyone needs to start drill, baby, drill right now. It's like you cannot escalate conflict in the Middle East and not expect oil prices to rise. You just can't do that. Can we please wait 10 years before collapsing? They're not up. I mean, they're not significantly up, but they went down today. In fact, the stock market went up and the oil prices went down today because everyone had fucking panicked. They were panicking. But the way this works is like, it's so over, we're so back. It's so over, we're so back. The market goes, oh my God, it's World War III. And then they're like, oh wait, ceasefire, it's fine. And then they're like, oh wait, then it escalates. Oh wait, it's bad. You know, it's just variance goes up until more details become real. Iran's been sending signals they want to de-escalate. They warned the U.S. about the Qatari strike beforehand and said they would stop shooting at Israel if Israel did the same. Yeah. Yes, they did do both these things. That's why I thought the ceasefire could be real. Because they participated, but then there was 20 minutes ago some missiles fired, so I don't know. Wouldn't the Strait of Hormuz closing benefit the U.S. since its exports? If the Strait of Hormuz closed, I do agree, from having looked more into it, that the major damage would be to China and Europe, actually, if that strait closed. And U.S. as an exporter would actually become ever more important to Europe, who buys oil and natural gas from us. However, in the short term, the oil price shock would be so damaging to Trump's already declining polling numbers that I don't know that he could. I mean, listen, there's a very, listen, I wish I could find this graph. There's a very important graph that summarizes how Americans in general, regardless of political party, do I have this? It's so, yeah, here, I found it. This fucking sums it up, dude. Look at this. Public support for initial U.S. military strikes against. In Afghanistan in 2001, 88-10. Huge support. Iraq, less support. ISIS 2014, less support. Iran, almost no support. This is deeply unpopular. If it was followed up by massive oil shock into an already slowing economy, it's just death. It's just political collapse. So, yeah, I guess just from his POV, his personal POV, he's trying to backtrack as much as he can out of this and keep oil prices down because he's already in a tenuous spot politically. What do those numbers mean? It just shows declining support for intervention in the Middle East among Americans over the last 20 years, as we've been, lived through the disaster of it. In 2001, you tell Americans we got to go bomb the Middle East because there's a nuke there. Everyone goes, fuck yeah. But 20 years later, 20 years and $3 trillion in lost lives later, $3 trillion burned. People go, don't fool me again. $3 trillion lost lives. I said 3 trillion and lost lives. Money and then lives. I feel like when you become president, a little voice appears in their head that whispers to go to war in the Middle East. I did a good background on it on the Lemonade Stand. If you just want to watch the Iran part, Iran, I recommend it. I think it's a good primer to catch up. But it just shows the long geopolitical history around oil in the region and why conflict seems to spring up there, and why the 3 key straits are so important. All right. Anyway, so that's sort of we'll definitely follow up on this tomorrow. But it's breaking news, so we're gonna have to read more. But I did want to talk about. Dude, this is so funny. This is what I was saying earlier, right? I said, like, it's head spinning. Because he goes from one day saying regime change and the next day saying global world peace. We're done, mission accomplished, peace. And then it's like whoever he talked to last, he just tweets out that as his foreign policy. It's so wild. Yeah, on Sunday. And then on Monday, entirely different. Congratulations to everyone, complete and total ceasefire. Keep him guessing? I just don't think he has a plan, bro. I don't think he has a plan. The guy who created Panicking, he is the biggest Panicking. It's the most noticeable thing about this whole presidency is that there is, it's not even like there's like something I disagree with, but they're pursuing it. It's like there's just a fucking ad hoc plan. It just fucking, it changes on a dime. There's no, it's whatever he talked to last. Yeah. No matter what they choose, the execution is always bad. Yeah, that's a great way to phrase it. That's how I feel. Feels like no matter what direction he chooses, whether I agree with the direction or not, the execution is so bad that I am underwhelmed or angry. But enough about that. I do want to talk about Austin. That's what I want to talk about. Austin, Texas. And the Tesla Robotaxi. It rolled out today in a shocking fashion. Do I have the video I wanted to show? Tesla. Here it is. Perfect. Tesla Robotaxis are finally live in Austin, Texas after promising it for, I don't know, a decade. They are finally available in a limited test run in a limited area with a Tesla employee in the car with you. And I saw this video of first ever Tesla Robotaxi ride full drive by Tesla Daily one day ago in Austin. And so you watch it.
All right. Okay, if I record?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And it seems awesome. You know, it's just doing exactly what Waymo does, but only with cameras, no LiDAR. And then right around here, the car starts signaling and wants to go for a left turn. And then drives into the oncoming lane across the fucking street. What the hell? I mean, you get a little nerves on your first day, but not a great look for the very first day in the very small area they've already tested and pre-ran with LiDAR on their own test vehicles and have somebody in the car. To already making mistakes on day one is not a great look. And doesn't give me hope they're going to have an easy and quick scaling up rollout to every city in America and all over the world like they've been promising. The stock spiked today on, no crashes, which they didn't have any crashes to my knowledge. But man, it doesn't seem like this is some amazing accomplishment. This seems like significantly worse Waymo in a significantly smaller area. What's the point of the person in the car in the passenger seat? They guess they could take the wheel if they wanted to, but They'd have to lean over. And, you know, Waymo continues expanding rollout, has been doing pretty well. So I don't know. I would say I'm glad they hit the launch day, but I don't seem as excited about this as the Tesla investors seem to be. And I still think the camera-only system seems weak. Waymo not allowed to go to California? What are you talking about? I live in California, and there's Waymos all around. Oh, they have buttons on a tablet. It's not the car. Okay, great. Waymo expanding to Boston? Yeah, we'll see. As Doug commented, I'm going to ask him tomorrow. I'm going to ask Doug on the pod tomorrow what he thinks about what's going on. Is there anything else I could see about it? Tesla Robotaxi? Here's one of Tesla getting stuck in the middle of the street.
Make sure to gather your belongings.
What's this?
Oh, and I can say drop me off now. That's interesting. So I'm going to reroute it. I'm just going to click drop me off now since that's an option and see what the Robotaxi does. End ride now. The vehicle will pull over to the nearest safe location. Heck yeah, let's do it. So we'll confirm that vehicle is finding a safe location to stop. That's so cool, pulling over. So yeah, of course, don't just stop in the middle of the road. But we can end the trip. I'm like, yeah, it's close enough. I put a destination that was near where I'm going, right? Oh, a little bit of wiggle there in the wheel. Interesting to see that. And then you can just kind of hop out whenever it's safe, which is, I mean, what a great option. That's really good to see. Our team has identified an issue and is working to resolve it. Please exit safely. Thank you for riding in the Robotaxi. Should I actually get out?
The car parked here.
Yeah.
Robotaxi support. How can I help you?
Can you just please resume the ride?
Copy that.
All right, so we got hazard lights on. We're waiting for remote operator to resume the ride. Very cool. They checked in immediately.
Yeah, but
they said, what's going on?
That's because they have a bunch of humans on staff ready to take the call instantly because it's their first test. But when this is rolled out widely, you're going to be stuck on fucking hold with your car stuck in the middle of the road with the hazards on.
On. Resume the ride, and there it goes. All right. People were able to get around. No type of emergency. I feel slightly responsible for that, but it was an option presented to me, so, you know, I don't think I did anything.
Elon posted a pic of the war room. Let's see. Elon Musk, Twitter. He tweets so often. Am I ever going to find this? Am I ever going to find this? It was, though. I'll tell you this. Oh, here it is. Is this the war room right here? Cool. Cool. Bet it smelled crazy in there, but cool. This one drops. I mean, I don't need to watch every fucking. I mean, the fact that there's multiple videos of errors on day one is not great. But if there's no accident, there's no accident. I just think it doesn't seem like they're even at a Waymo level. And given how much manual involvement there seems to be. I think Doug's metaphor of a souffle is like falling apart because they have the cars and other human support to interfere like that. Yeah, I guess. Here's the pic you were thinking of. What's this? Oh, there's teleoperators? in the background there. I mean, that's not necessarily teleoperators, just to give full benefit of the doubt here. That could be for testing or for a million other things. I won't guarantee this guy's teleoperating the things. I assume it is driving itself. It could be a guy's Mario Kart fan, a racing sim guy. Yeah, it's possible they could telecontrol it, but I would assume not. But that's the launch. That's the launch. And obviously the day one reaction was massive. I mean, what, 8% spike in Tesla stock? But, I saw some pretty good writing that said, man, successful robotaxi was already priced in and it's already absurd valuation. So I'm surprised it's popping on this news. This is one of those wait and see things you got to watch. You got to watch, see if it'll scale. It's going to be a matter of time for one of the cars makes a big mistake. I feel like they're pressured using LiDAR. Depends. It fucking depends. If they haven't been pressured into using LiDAR yet, it's going to be hard for them to do it now. They've really committed. But what's crazy is that LiDAR is getting cheaper and cheaper. Like, it was so expensive when Tesla made the decision not to use it, but now it's so much cheaper. The cost keeps going down, so it becomes more and more stupid not to use it. IMO. Given that it's so much more effective those errors we're seeing from Tesla are in the middle of broad daylight on a street. So I don't know how it's going to run when there's glare or fog or rain or all the other things that fuck with cameras. Okay. Anyway, as a quick break from all the news content, apparently there's a new Almost Friday. It's pretty funny. I wanted to watch that. I put it in my to watch list. Let's fucking watch that together. A brand new funny Almost Friday. Professor has mental breakdown and accuses class of cheating. Okay, here we go. Okay.
Before we pass out the scores for last week's midterm exams, I want to share something about my life with you. I've been a statistics professor here at UCF for the past 9 years. The joy of my life has been teaching students just like you, right? I met my wife here. We bought our first home here in Orlando.
This guy's a good actor.
Orlando is my home. This school is my home. And today is a day that I prayed would never come. I want to show you last year's test score average for this same midterm exam. That class averaged 67%. 67% for them. And the year before, averaged 65%. Okay? Here is this class's average. It's 91%. 91%. We would call this a bimodal distribution, which means that an external factor has been applied to a data set, forming an unprecedented result. Okay? In layman's terms, you cheated. Now, I don't know if you think that I'm stupid. I don't know if you just thought that this was something that we wouldn't notice. But whoever is responsible for this is in for a very rude awakening. Okay? Because as of now, everyone in this room's test scores from last week have been tossed. They've been tossed. All right? You can consider yourself lucky Yeah? Because I've had my TAs up all night. They didn't sleep. They've been developing test questions for a brand new exam that you are going to take to make up for last week's scores right now. I want you all to remember this day. I want you to remember that in the real world, there aren't magical other people that just skip around giving you the answers to your problems. It doesn't work that way. The truth is earned. It's not gifted to you. There are problems in your life that you're going to need to learn how to wrestle with yourself.
Dude,
Computers away, pencils out.
I've had teachers just like this. This guy's a perfect actor.
By some miracle, by some divine intervention from God himself, you all managed to score even better on yesterday's exam than you did on the one before. Since I now can't trust any of my TAs, they've been fired, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take another exam, this time with questions written by me, and me only. I'm the only person in the world who knows what these questions are.
Is it supposed to be stuttering in the actual thing, or am I having an error? It keeps like...
Which means I'm also the only person in the world who could help you cheat. And guess what? Spoiler alert, I'm not going to do that. Computers away, pencils out.
Bro, the new hair.
So how'd you do it? Every single answer on the short answer exam yesterday was perfect. Whoever is responsible for this, just go ahead and stand up and own up to it. All right. Your funeral. Here's what we're going to do. Why don't we leave it up to chance? I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 100. You get it right, you pass this class. You get it wrong, you fail. Who's going first? Yesterday, when Jeremy guessed 17, I was thinking to myself, well, that's just lucky Jeremy. And then when Kaylee guessed 34, I thought, that's weird. And then when Eric and Michaela and Tori all correctly guessed the numbers that I was thinking of, I began to waver. I began to lose all faith in reason. If one of you has implanted a chip into my brain, I'm coming for you. And I won't stop until I find you. And when I do, you will be reported to the dean. You all seem to be so knowledgeable. But what remains to be seen is if you can tell me what's going to happen in my future. Computers away, pencils out. These are my mother's ashes. She died of a brain hemorrhage over the weekend, as you all accurately answered on your exam. There's clearly nothing that I can teach you. I'm giving you all A's. You are dismissed. You're dismissed. You can go. Go. I can't teach you anything. You already know everything. You already know everything. What are the winning Powerball numbers this weekend? I'm fucking red! I'm fucking red! Oh, you beautiful brainiacs, you were right the whole time. I have so many questions for you, holy shit. Wait a minute, is my wife cheating on me? I fucking knew it, that fucking bitch. All right, we've got a lot to cover. Computers away, pencils out. Question 1. Do aliens really exist? Who killed JFK? 9/11. Let's start with Tower 7. What really happened? Which religion is the right one? How do I break the cycle of abuse that my grandfather started? Is this dress white and gold or black and blue? Did my sister ever catch me jacking off when we were kids? How do I become best friends with Bruno Mars? Am I gay? Don't answer that. Okay, thanks so much. Holy shit. Bruno Mars just asked me to open for him at MetLife.
This guy's great. I've been having a good season almost Friday.
Well, that was insane. The feeling of euphoria can never be that good again, right? Right? And you guys are absolutely sure about this? How do I get off heroin? When am I going to die? So little time left. I guess what matters most is what you do with your life while you still can. So, Israel, Palestine. How do we fix that? You gave me the Nobel Peace Prize, huh? I don't have much time. Zelensky needs me in Brussels tomorrow morning to weigh in at the NATO summit. What are we doing about Ukraine? I now have the Kremlin under my thumb. Thank you, Kaylee. Guys, there's got to be another way to fix climate change that doesn't involve genocide. Okay, fine. Which race? How do we fix immigration issues, guys? And you can't say genocide. Don't even try. I've been offered Secretary of State, but it's not enough. I need executive authority. How do I overthrow the president? All right, he's dead. But I think his wife saw me. What am I supposed to do? All right, she's dead. Who should I pick as my VP? I see the way you all look at me. All of you. You look at me like you don't think that I've earned shit. Well, guess what? I don't fucking need you. You need me. I never needed you. You were never important to me.
I did start a little late, so I can go a little late. I don't mind. There was one more video I did want to watch. Came out today from Bloomberg Originals about India and China. I was thinking about watching that. Or this mysterious drug that can erase addiction overnight. About Ibogaine. That looked kind of interesting. It's only 8 minutes. Let's just watch that one. I just want to learn about it.
Crisis has defied standard treatments.
On whether I'm skeptical or not. But it seems like for those it works for, it does work, which is cool. W, good for him. I would like to see more studies into it. I mean, I know they've seen clinical studies on Ozempic that it doesn't just reduce your cravings for food, it reduces your cravings for everything. Like people are just way less, they gamble less. They do like a lot of things. So there's clearly like deeper connections on these drugs than we understand. Anyway, I'm going to watch an episode of Smallville. Episode 4. Because it's really fun. If you haven't been watching, we've just started this brand new show. It's really fun to watch and make fun of with stream. Putting it on. Did we quit X-Files? We did quit X-Files, at least for now, because it was too good. We wanted something more sloppy, and Smallville has filled that gap. It's the right amount of slop to watch with friends. Well, let's with parasocial friends on stream. Smallville. Where's my fucking Smallville episode?
Ladies.
That's Levy. Here it is. Season 1. This aired November 6, 2001. By the way, this whole show is aired right around 9/11. And so it just has this weird post 9/11 feel. But it was filmed in Canada, as we found out. Oh, something else I found out, dude. Wait, look at this. Someone linked me this as a recession indicator. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but it is funny. The cast of Smallville is now doing cruises. This is happening like now. Like they're on a cruise right now. It's Cruiseville. And you get to like hang out with the cast of Smallville and they like answer questions and stuff. It's I got that's where you got Northern Lions there. Anyway, that's where they are now. Where's Allison? I think we all know Allison's not going to be there. But before they were on cruises, they were listening to this #1 song. I think it was Still Married. When this episode aired, was none other than the legendary first big movie to open after 9/11 and get people back in theaters. The first big movie. You probably grew up with it. You probably love it. I personally love it.
Roz, you're looking fabulous today. Is that a new haircut?
Monsters
Come on, it's a new
Inc.,
haircut.
baby!
It's got to be a new haircut, new makeup. You've had a lift, you've had a tuck, you've had something.
Morning, Sully.
Morning, Sully.
How you doing, big guy? Hey. Go get him.
This is how we beat the terrorists. This is how we beat Osama bin Laden. Okay? We bounced back as America. George Bush threw the pitch. We watched Monsters Inc. And then we got involved in 2 20-year wars. But outside of that, we had Monsters Inc.
Mr. Sullivan, quiet. You're making him lose his focus. Oh, no. Sorry.
Scary feet, scary feet, scary feet. Oh, the kid's awake. Twins and a bunk bed.
It's a good movie. I really like Monsters Inc. I like the twists, you know? Okay, so without that's what we fucking were watching at the time, and now we're back in 2001. We're in the right headspace, and we're watching season 1, episode 4, X-Ray of Smallville.